Alright, we will try this. We will try it and go live. Oh, we are live. Greetings, humans. Greetings, and welcome back to another fun-filled episode. They were your 29-year veteran of the woods. And today, I tell you what, people, we are going on a lark. And a hope and a prayer for this show. I tell you what, he could use all the help that he can get with a little bit of rain showers out there. So hopefully, fingers, not really fingers, claws crossed here that the stream stays up. Hopefully it works. All right, enough of bears gibbering and jabbering. Hello, everyone. Hope you're doing well out there on a lovely, somewhat rainy actually for bear, 4th of July weekend. Yes, indeed. So hopefully all of you are safe and secure out there, enjoying yourselves, having a little bit of pie, maybe doing a little bit of swimming, and you know what? All the activities that you could be doing, you might be here. So Bear, thanks you very much for being here and enjoying what we're going to do today. Because I tell you what, people, we've got a full show ahead of us here. So let's go ahead. Let's just get right on into it and not even wait for any gibber or jabber out there. Let's just go ahead and talk about the month of June here, as it were. So let's go ahead and find, where is Bear at? There's Bear. Yes, indeed. All right, so we've got the, we usually do this every month at the beginning of the month here. Just try to figure out what's going on in the month, in this case, of the month of July. So let's go ahead, get right on into it, because we have Independent Retailer Pride Month. Yes, indeed. It's also National Blueberry Pride Month. Let's not forget about National Contract Sewing Pride Month, National Anti-Boredom Pride Month. Of course, it's National Baked Bean Pride Month. What would it be without July 4th, I tell you what. National Cell Phone Courtesy Pride Month. It's also National Culinary Arts Month, Pride Month. National Grilling Pride Month. Also National Hemp Pride Month. National Horseradish Pride Month. I don't know if you want to have horseradish on your National Hot Dog Pride Month, but there you go. You can always have a little bit with your National Ice Cream Pride Month. Don't forget that it's also National Fragile X Awareness Pride Month. Oh, I guess it is. Also National Picnic Month. National Picnic Pride Month, I should say. A great month for that. A National Peach Pride Month. And let's not forget, it is also World people, watercolor a Pride Month out there. So there you go. The entire month of July is nothing but just a pride-filled month here for everybody involved. Yes, indeed. Even if you're bored out there. Yes, indeed. Just get on your cell phone. Just get on your cell phone and go have a hot dog during this Pride Month for you good people. Yes, indeed. All right, let's go ahead. Let's just get right on into it here, people. We've been talking a little bit about the Disney situation out there, the shambles that Disney is in. So, coming to us from Deadline, the good folks over there at Deadline, Jill Goldsmith and Dade Hayes? Dade Hayes. Let's go with Dade Hayes. After contract renewal, why? Disney CEO Bob Chapek, the Bob out there, looking to prove wishes can come true with him helming the ship. Yes, Walt Disney CEO Bob Chapek, there he is right there. Won praise in many corners. I don't know which, it might just be one corner in 2020 for ably steering the company through the devastation of the Wu flu outbreak after taking the baton from Bob Iger early in that fateful year. Yes. The year and a half since has seen, pardon me here, people. Get that out of the way. There we go. Oh, of course. Crying out loud. The year and a half has seen a much more blowback, along with bouquets, with the sharp pullback in Disney's share price. Just slightly, just over half, no biggie. Reflecting in part lingering questions about the future of the seventh person to serve as CEO in the company's 99-year history. He publicly clashed with Scarlett Johansson, ejected widely respected executive Peter Rice, and by his own admission, minimally explained and fumbled the company's response to Florida's quote, don't say gay legislation. It's not actually called that, by the way. by the way. Earlier today, though, Chapek got a 3-year contract renewal from Disney's board of directors. Why? I don't know. The announcement of the widely expected renewal capped a 2-day meeting of the board. On Wednesday, the newly re-upped boss will be back in his element, presiding over the christening ceremony for the Disney Wish in Port Canaveral, Florida, right here. The cruise ship will be set off on its maiden voyage July 14th, hopefully not running into any icebergs out there. Its development and construction overseen by Chapek during his stint running the company's theme parks and resorts division. The Wish is the first new cruise ship to join the fleet in the past decade. It incorporates themed Disney attractions and other extensions of the company's potent Marvel, Frozen, and Star Wars brands. Well, actually, only Frozen is actually a Disney brand. The other two were bought. But there you go. Plus a 1923 area dedicated to the year the company was founded. Quote, "This really is his baby." A longtime former colleague of Chapek tells Deadline, quote, "Welcoming the ship into the company's centennial year will be his chance to reset the narrative. Parks, cruise ships, that's been a real specialty. That's where he feels comfortable." Yes, Steve. Not at any of the movie studios that they're dealing with or any of that sort of stuff. Completely into the toilet there. So, good old Bob. Oh, bald-headed Bob out there is continuing on for whatever reason. I don't know why. I couldn't tell you, people. Maybe we might find the answer in our next news story here, coming from comicbook.com. Erin Perrine is our author here, and she says, he, she, they, them, however it is. Star Wars, full details revealed on Disney's $5,000 drink. Holy cow, people. Holy cow. Uh-oh. I am not receiving enough video to maintain speeding. Gosh darn it. What's going on here, people? I tell you what. Okay, let's see. Pardon me 1 second here, people. As he goes to the stream health. I am in poor health. That's one way of saying it. That's one way of saying it there. But we will endeavor to move along here, people. Let me see. Am I still behind here? I might be still behind. Either way, we will continue on, people. Star Wars, full details revealed on Disney's $5,000 drink. It better be a good drink, people. Disney is selling a $5,000 cocktail on their new cruise ship. The Caliber Crystal is the name of the drink. Is the name of the drink, and videos of it being served has taken social media by storm. Authors about Themes Park actually spoke to the bartender to figure out what kind of liquor is worth that kind of money. For starters, there's the Grand Marinier Quintessence. A quintessensus. I don't know, whatever, people. A pricey cognac, that is. Then we get the another cognac, a Calamus cognac. In Japanese, citrus fruits, yuzu, and kumquat. I don't know. Along with the drink, there are I would hope, other complimentary parts in that cool space-age container. There are some shots of Pappy Van Winkle's Family Reserve 23-year bourbon. Taylor Fladgate's Kingsman Edition Very Old Tawny Port. Some other reports say that it comes with a bottle of sparkling wine from the Skywalker Vineyards. As an added bonus, a voucher to visit the Skywalker Ranch as well. Well, I hope so. So a couple of different things for that staggering price. Star Wars actually spoke to Imagineer Danny Haydick about making the lounge. Quote, "We came up with this idea, the Hyperspace Lounge. Think of it as a party ship through the galaxy," he explained. "We're jumping to different locations and getting a tour of space and sampling amazing drinks from those different planets. Or you could just go on a cruise ship to, different countries and get different drinks there. I'm sure they would all cost less than $5,000. The Caliber Crystal. The visual effects are all new for the Disney Wish. That would be the ship that they just launched there. We worked with, I'm sure the people over there at ILM are just thrilled to be working on a drink. Each sequence is almost like a mini story that plays out. You'll see iconic ships. You'll see really cool things happening ILM also adds so much eye candy that they take it to a whole other level for us, which is so awesome. They work in all sorts of details, like Easter eggs and little details as well. There you go. Disney talked about the Hyperspace Lounge and release. Quote, for the first time on a Disney ship, guests will embark on a space jumping tour of the Star Wars galaxy at Star Wars Hyperspace Lounge. A high-end bar styled as a luxurious yacht-class spaceship. This richly themed immersive experience will be reserved for adults every evening, offering interactive tasting experiences and signature beverages inspired by the films, including a $5,000 drink there. So there we go. I don't know. Let's see. 1 second. Let me see if it'll show a picture. Will it show the picture? There's that crazy picture. I don't know what's going on there, but there you go. There is your $5,000 drink. $5,000 drink, for crying out loud, people. What would you? I hope it knocks you out for the rest of the cruise, because then you wake up and you say, I spent $5,000 on what? On who now? On what's going on? Oh, for crying out loud. I tell you what. Hello, VM. Good to see you here. Great to see VM here. Yes, indeed. All right, let's move on. One more Disney story that we have here. Just one more for you good people. Also from Deadline here. Dee Dee Hayes, as it were. Disney reveals opening date and details of Splash Mountain's transformation into Tiana's Bayou adventure. Yes, indeed. And you might be asking yourself, Bear, wait a second, hold on. I might not know that much about the geography of the American Southeast there, but I'm pretty sure that there's not a mountain in Bayou. I'm pretty sure about that. In that case, you, sir, or ma'am, would be correct out there. Yes, indeed. Splash Mountain will be transformed into Tiana's Bayou Adventure, with the reconceived attraction set to open at Disneyland in Disney World in late 2024. Carmen Smith, SVP of Creative Development, Product Content, and Inclusive Strategies for Disney, confirms the plan in a blog post. Disney had indicated in 2020 that it would overhaul the attraction in 2020. Okay. Sharing the news as protest against racial injustice. Pardon me, we're rolling the country. Splash Mountain had been based on the Uncle Remus's Briar Rabbit story in the company's controversial 1946 film, The Song of the South. As Smith posts an accompanying video, a YouTube video took pains to note the focus of Imagineers in this updated effort is to pay homage to the history and heritage of New Orleans, including, let's just go on. The new tie-in will be to Disney's 2009 animated film, say it with me, people, we all know, and have all remembered, the award-winning film, The Princess and the Frog. I mean, it's at the top of our tongues. The Flume Ride, a new incarnation, will pick up the story, which we all know by heart here, pick up the story of the movie after the final kiss, following Princess Tiana, played by Annika Noni Rose, and Louis, as they prepare for their first Mardi Gras performance. And Rose, thankfully, is involved in the project. So you're probably saying to yourself, well, Beer, how does essentially a log ride? You basically get into a log, and it kind of goes through kind of a meandering process, and then it goes up to the very tip top of Splash Mountain there, and then you plunge down, and you go, as you fall down. You get your picture taking and all that sort of stuff. I'm still trying to figure out how that is somehow racist there, but there you go. We're gonna transform that into the 2009 award-winning hit film, The Princess and the Frog. So there you go. There is our sort of Disney wrap-up there. We had a very interesting. That is Tiana there, and I'm assuming, what was his name, Philip? What was it? Louis, and a bunch of other people that are in the swamp, hopefully not being eaten by a gator. We hope not. I'm wondering how they're going to, how do you splash down on a bayou adventure when there's no mountain? I don't know. Beer is perplexed. Beer is perplexed out there of all the stuff that is going on. All right, let's go ahead. Let us get right on into. Let me find it here, people. 1 second here. We will get to it here one of these days. Okay, let me get out of that. Get out of that. Go back to the thing. We will find it here. Oh, there we go. There. For crying out loud. All right. Oh. It would help. That would help if I actually brought it up instead of just having it at the bottom of the screen here where nobody could actually see. That would be helpful here. All right, let me find it here. There we go. Actually, and I can do. Bear can finally do. Finally, people. Let me find it here. There we go. Oh, we can do the chat as well. So there you go. Very cool. All right. From Clint Stoker, also a sweet cast out there. I says, t-shirt orders are going in. Good afternoon. What a great day. We hit the 18K stretch goal. Every physical backer will get a sticker. And the next major milestone is 20K out there. He wanted to let everybody know that he'll still be ordering t-shirts at the end of the campaign. So while the campaign itself will go into in demand, I'm glad he says this because Bear was actually about to say that he thought that there was only a couple days left. So I'm actually glad that they actually let us know that a project will be going into in demand for a while. Bear actually wanted to check out the how do you pronounce it? Nosferatu there from Narwhal. I figured, I've got some time, it'll go into it. No, he left it open for like a month and then it closed. I had no idea that it was going to close like that, so I'm glad he mentioned that. Let's see, t-shirt orders will be stopped because I don't overprint t-shirts. So if you're holding out for a t-shirt, you are running out of time, people. I thank you all for your support. Books should be shipping next month. And he says, Clint, by the way, this is actually a very... it looks very close. Speaking of Narwhal out there, Bear actually got a shirt from Narwhal on his Earthbound campaign. I tell you what, it looks exactly like it. Like the font and all that sort of stuff. It looks a lot like. I mean, it was a black shirt with red lettering, and I should have brought it over and kind of compared the two. But there you go. Look kind of interesting there. VM says, I hope the new Disney Plus preschool show, Stranger Things, gets canceled. Stranger Thongs. Thank you, VM. Stranger Thongs gets canceled. Yes, indeed. Beer as well. Very good. Very good. That's what you have to do is make the host look good out there. Yes, indeed. Especially when he's trying to find the next item here. There we go. Nope, that's not it. By the way, there is actually, I don't know why I had that in there. Downcast. If you want to check out the Downcast, it looks like they're going to be coming out with a new one here pretty soon there. Okay, where did I put? Oh my goodness, I didn't put it in. Oh no, here it is. Thank goodness. I tell you what, people. From Brian Shearer out there, he says he's doing the last batch of pages. Very cool. I organize my scenes into groups so that I can keep track of them better than just by numbers. Here's where I'm at. And he shows a picture of his computer screen there. Very good. I'm also streaming while working, though not always talking. I have to focus. Bear should try that sometime. Here is a recent 3-hour stretch of inking, and he drops it here on his thing there. So go check out his channel. Make sure your address info is up to date. Brian, there you go. Very cool. Very cool indeed. All right. Had to grab a drink. All right, and finally, let Bear get to it here. Let me get to it here. Let me find it. Where am I at? Come on, Bear. Come on, Bear. You can do this. Don't let it go now, man. Come on. Okay, there we are. And finally, one last time here, we have from Alterna Comics out there, publishing Pete. He has over 200 perks that have been shipped. He says, right, I'm about halfway through on fulfillment, and everything should be done before July 15th. Right now, over 200 perks have shipped, and I'm expecting to get a bit more done this weekend. and have another 100 or so out the door by the 5th. The summer campaign is 10 backers away from 200. So if you haven't backed yet, now is a great time. By the way, it's actually, again, I'm not sure if, I think he might be going into in demand there, but he's only got a couple days left. I think it's like maybe 2 days left there. So if you want to check it out, please do so. Please do so. Actually, no. I apologize. That was Dracula that was going to be stopping here pretty shortly. They actually are still doing the Alterna comic here. I apologize about that. Thank you all, he says, for all your patience and support. Publishing Pete out there. Really, honestly, he kind of comes through it, does the campaign, and then is fulfilling right away there. So very good, very cool. In fact, we will be opening a box here very shortly about that here. But first, let's bear. I need to take a moment here to turn everything on. So give Bear just a second here. We'll leave that up there for just a second. We'll leave that up there, and let me find the chats there. There we go. Let Bear get this all figured out, and he will be right back. Okay, 1 second here, people. 1 second. One of these days, we will do a professional show. It won't be today, though, unfortunately. Unfortunately not. Alright, let me find a thing. To do the thing. Okay, let's see if this will work. Please work. Please work. All of our people are waiting here. Let's see. Light on. Does that work? Please tell me that works. Light on. Light on. Why are none of these on? It would be helpful if they would turn on. There we go. There's that one. There we go. Finally. Finally, people. I tell you what. One of these days. Come on. I can't have just one light. That's not going to work. For frick's sake. 1 second here, people. Okay, why is this not working? Why is this not working? That's what Bear asks. Okay, let's see. Turn on. No. Okay, why is this not... Okay, so let's do that one. It should be on. Why is it not on? There we go. Okay. Now, why is this one not working? Oh, there we go. Finally. One of these days, Bear tries to do the great thing. Oh, we'll do it by Bluetooth. You won't have to touch a thing. And then it doesn't work, and then you're like, oh, for crying out loud. So, let's see. Okay. Okay, let's see. And I just want to double check something here. Yes, okay. 30. Come on. 38. 38. Okay, there we go. Finally, one of these days, I tell you what, people. I tell you what, it's just a mess. It's a mess sometimes for Bear out here. But he'll get it taken care of. For you good people. Alright, let me get this out of the way. Do the thing. And then, of course, it would help if you actually recorded this. That would also be helpful. That would be helpful indeed. Okay, so let's do the thing. With the thing. And then the thing. Okay. There's that. Finally. Okay, alright, people. We've waited long enough. Let's see if this actually works here. Let's see if it actually works, people, because if it doesn't, what a waste! I tell you, what a waste. Alright, let's see. Oh, there we are. Very cool. Very cool indeed. Yes, indeed. Alright, so, let's go ahead and get right on into it, people. Sometimes what we like to do here is we will do a box open, just the straight video there, kind of keep it for people, maybe they don't watch the live show or something like that, so, what we're going to do here is kind of do what we would normally do for a regular show out there for you people, but, we're going to go ahead. Of course, it would help if I recorded this. That would help. Okay. And of course, for the audio, there we go. So we're going to do this kind of like what we would normally do on a box open here. So Bear will get to your chats here if you have any chats here. But just in case, Bear's going to go ahead and open it normally here, and we will get to your chats. As soon as Bear gets done here, if you want to see any of the books, Bear will just go ahead and show those up to the camera for you good people. All right, let me go ahead and get situated here. Let's see, let me do... Okay, I've got that. That's not going to be in the way or anything like that. Okay, and that's out of the way. Okay, good. Good. Oh, and let me move the microphone. Hold your ears, people, 1 second. 1 second. And there we are. La. Okay, good deal. All right. So we're going to go ahead. We'll do it in 3. We'll do it in 2. Greetings, humans. Greetings, and welcome back to another fun-filled episode of Bear here, 29-year veteran of the woods, and today, we've got a package in here from Alterna Comics. So if you want to see what's inside, you know what you gotta do. You gotta stick around. Bears box openings. Always got to do this song for you good people. Yes, indeed. All right, let's get into it here. We'll do a 3. Yes, indeed. And welcome back, good people. Bear appreciates everything. I appreciate it very much. All right, we've actually got a package in here from Alterna Comics. Yes, indeed. Of course, Bear was out foraging through the neighborhood trash cans the other day when all of a sudden the postman shows up delivering a package to little Timmy McTimerson. Well, Bear swiped left and then right, and then the postman ran away and dropped this package here. So he's gonna open it for you good people out there. Of course, he can open it with his bear claws. I mean, he's got the old rusty knife here instead. The claws, they just aren't what they used to be. That's neat. All right, so let's just go ahead and get right on into it here. Get right on into it for you good people. Of course, the most important part there. Do not bend. Bear only bent. He only bent the postman. He didn't bend the package here. So there you go. Other than that, maybe a little ding there on the side there, but for only being dropped once, looks pretty good. There's another one there on the back there. In case you didn't see it on the front, you got it on the back there too. Very cool. All right. Enough of that gibbering and jabbering. Let's go ahead and get right on into it here. Oh, gosh darn it, there goes my light. That's what happens. That's what happens when Bear gets so frustrated trying to open a package here. All right. Before we do that, 1 moment, people. Let Bear get his lights back. I tell you what, people. All right, there we go. Oh, yeah, good to see you here, Jimmy. Good to see you here. We're doing a box open, so this is going to be kind of a separate video here, so he'll get to that in just a second here. All right. Anyways, good people, go ahead and do the opening here for you good people here, so we will do it right, and not, for crying out loud, Bear's Nemesis, the tape. Tell you what, postman and also tape. 2 of Bear's Nemesis. Nemesi. We'll go with Nemesi. And there we are. All right, there we are. Got the thing with the thing, and it's some cardboard. Just what Bear wanted. Some cardboard. Whoa. All right. Oh, there we go. There we are. Very cool. It's a huge collection here. So let's go ahead and get right on into it. Anything from the from the freaking box there. Let's see. Oh, for crying out loud. 1 second, people. I'm sorry. Yeah, for crying out loud. It goes to a save screen on there for beer. Ah, for crying out loud. Anyways. Oh, Wolf and, how do you pronounce that? Batesy? Wolf and Batesy out there. Very cool. Let's see. Issue number 4. So there you go. Very cool. Let's go ahead and get into it. I got some cards there as well. Got some cards there. Still trying to figure out what to do. What to do with the old cards out there. Still have some issues with that. Alright, let's go ahead. There we go. There we are. One side. Try not to cut the books, people. That would be a major faux pas on camera here. Yes, indeed. There we go. All right, let's shake it on out. Shake it off, for crying out loud. 1 second, people. Oh, very cool. Very cool. Let me get that. Oh, what is going on with that? Oh, okay. It gives you a checklist. Oh, very cool. Okay. Grab these. There we go. There we are. And of course, one of the nice things that Publishing Pete does out there is he gives you a nice little thank you. Your readership means a great deal to all of us here at Alterna. So here's a great deal for you. Very cool. If you take a picture of your order and tag us on Twitter at Alterna Comics, pardon me, we'll send you a coupon code to save 20% on your next order. Very cool. Actually, really, I mean, sure, that's great and all, but they're not very expensive books here. One of the great things about Alterna is the value that you get here. So very cool. You got your Wolf and Batesy. Very cool. Let's see what else we've got here, people. It's a whole collection. This is the whole, I believe it was the spring collection there. Unit 44? Be prepared to die. Holy cow. You're never prepared to die. You just kind of end up there. Yes, you do. There we go. Monstro. I always forgot the guy's name. One of the great, I tell you what, Clint came out with a great sort of a villain-type character, so very cool. Good job there, Clint. I thought he was very, very good as that. There you are. And of course, you've got Mr. Crypt and Friends with a family reunion. Very cool. Let's see. Sometimes they put, yeah, there we go. They've got the they will add in perks for, or I shouldn't say perks, tiers for different people where if you want to put in your advertisement on the back. So very cool. I thought that was a really interesting tier to offer there, especially if you, there you go. You actually got one there for, Don Chen. There we go. Took me a second. There we go. Oh, of course, it's written right there. Come on, Bear. There we go. So very cool. Very enjoyable book there. Let's see. Tinseltown? In the kill zone. There. Very cool. There you are. And of course, finally, in a big book too. That's a big one. Unit 44. That's actually a nice, I like that cover. That's a really good cover. Very cool. Like you said, you've got stuff. It's sometimes on the back or sometimes in the comic book themselves. They're got the different advertising tiers there. So very cool indeed. And of course the cards. One of the I was picking this up off of the floor and it had. Let's see. Can we get? Sorry if it doesn't focus there. Bear's still waiting on his camera, for crying out loud. So this is the backup one, but it is a single issue checklist. Yeah, it's not focusing very much there, but there you go. You can check that off, and also a couple cards there. So that went with Unit 44. There you are, and then of course you get if Bear can get it here. let's see, Tinseltown, and Abigail Monroe. There you go. There you go. There's that. Very cool. So quite a package here. Quite a package. I think this. Oh, for crying out loud. Okay, come on. There we go. I think this was, if Bear recalls correctly, probably right around the price for the summer one that they just did. So I think this was like around 15, 25 bucks, something like that. So very good, a very good value. He's also offering, I believe, he's offering all these. There might be one or two that are $2, but all the other ones are just a single dollar there. So very cool, very good value that you get out there when you're ordering from Alterna Comics out there. Very cool. Oh, by the way, let me find it here. Let me find it here. Here we go. So this one, I don't know if they still offer it. Sorry, I don't know if they still offer it or not, but they actually had this from the winter campaign of last year. Very cool. It was a collector's case. So you got all the. Let me see if I've got them in here. Yeah, there we go. So you got all the different. There's your wolf and Batsy, other stuff there. Very cool. Very cool. This is kind of a, I don't know what they called that, the collector's pack or collector's something or another or something like that. So you got that. Very good value, by the way. And also you got finally, Bear's trying to figure out what to do with the cards. So it's actually a little binder there where you can keep all your cards there. So we can add the other, one or two. Actually got a sketch card there. So very cool. Got to find somebody to draw it. A Bear cannot draw, for crying out loud. Bear cannot draw. Unfortunately. Have you ever seen a bear draw before? I'm sure it's probably pretty hard to do for that poor bear. All right, well, I tell you what, people. All this opening of boxes and tearing through everything, that's made Bear just a little bit hungry. So he's gonna head back into the woods. So until next time, people. Grrr. And scene. There you go. And there you are. That is how you do a box open, people. Yes, indeed. All right, let me, 1 second here. Let me stop it. Stop. Here we go. There we are. So we will go back to the chat here. Let me see. Oh, no. I'm still, Jiminy, Bear's still here. He's not going anywhere. He's just, was trying to make that as part of a video that he's going to be putting out. You know, sometimes people don't watch the live show, but they'll do watch the regular videos out there. So it's one for them. He's just trying to do a sort of regular video inside of a live show. It's quite hard to do, people. Quite hard to do. All right, let's see. I hope Peter Samedi put plenty of tape on that package. Don't cut yourself, Bear. The lower the value of your pelt. What? Where's P-Money? I have no idea. Technical difficulties, always. It's, it just finished pouring down rain here. So, Bear is shocked that he even has a signal. So, that's what happens when you live out in the woods. Let's see. No disconnection. Boomer Bear, turn your speakers off. What? Are they on? Hold on. Let me find, hold on. God dang it, people. Is it echoing? No, it's not echoing. For crying out loud. Okay. Let's see. I fooled him. I fooled him indeed. Yes, indeed. All right. Hashtag bad beer. Yes, indeed. All right. So, if anybody wants to see any of the comics that we just pulled out there, just let Bear know. He'll pull them out to do a little bit more in-depth stuff to it. Have only read the Downcast one. Read a little bit of, what was it, the Wolf and Banksy one. Really need to get back into it. That was actually a really good one. They had a couple other ones there as well. Bear just, loaded up with books there, just didn't get around to it. Luckily, they're in kind of a sort of anthology series, so you can pick them up the next book that are coming out there. So very cool. I think, if I'm not mistaken, the Downcast one was book number 2, I think. I think it was the second book, like either the first part or the second part of it. So, and there you go. All right, let's get back into it. I need to get my iPad back up here. Let me do that. Let me do that. Talk amongst yourselves, people. Talk amongst yourselves. Oh, and I still got the thing up there. Hold on, let me. And of course, it turns off right as I say that. There we go. Of course, it turns off right when I say that. All right, let me do that. Let me do that. And then, of course, somebody will say, "Oh, I want to see the book," and then it's like, "Oh, for crying out loud, I got to turn them back on." But for right now, we'll turn them off. All right, there we go. All right, let's see. Okay, I was trying to do the. 1 second here, people. Let me find out where I'm at. This is what happens when you try and do a box open / live show at the same time. Sometimes beer gets a little flustered. But that's all right. We will shake off any boomerism and get right to it. Okay, let me do the thing with the thing and the thing. There's that. I don't need that. Nope. I don't need that. Nope. And let's see, where was he? Oh, okay. All right, let me get back to it here because people, not only poor Jiminy, he missed out on our beautiful talk here about Tiana's Bayou Adventure. That's right. Jiminy, did you know that Splash Mountain was racist? Bear had no idea. Bear had no idea whatsoever. But there you go. There you are. All right, we are moving on because people actually a little bit in the wheelhouse there from let's see, it's cbr.com. Emily. Oh, Emily, why do you have such a weird name? Emily Z. We'll just say Emily Z out there. I'm just going to read the very first of it here. MCU's Blade reboot. Start date. Filming locations are confirmed. Jiminy says Disney's racist. Marvel's upcoming Blade reboot starring Oscar winner actor Mahershala Ali confirms a filming date as well as several shooting locations. Let me grab a drink. There we are. A filming start date as well as shooting locations have been revealed for Marvel Studios' Blade. Finally, they need to make it rated R though. Based on information revealed by Production Weekly, Marvel Studios' Blade reboot, starring Mr. Ali, begins filming at Tyler Perry Studios in October 2022. Oh, so they haven't even filmed. Well, that's a... Oh, filming. Oh, okay, I thought they were saying it started filming. Okay, my bad, people. I apologize. So they're going to start film in a couple months. Maybe. I don't know. Whatever. With locations in Atlanta, Georgia. Boy, if there's any place that you want to be in October of 2022, it's the deep south of Atlanta. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Good times. Good times. New Orleans? Well, they'll go to, what's her face there? They'll go to, who's her name? Tiana. They'll visit Tiana down there. Let's see. In Cleveland, Ohio? Okay. In Morocco. What the hell? Why not? The news comes after reports that filming start date for Blade had been pushed back from July to sometime in the fall. There you go. There you are. I'm not going to go through the whole thing there, but very cool. Finally, some movement on that. Unfortunately, I believe, let's see, does it say anything? I love that they give Delroy Lindo. He was in Get Shorty and Da 5 Bloods. Like, what? He's been in a lot more than for crying out loud. Anyways, I thought that I saw where it was PG-13, but I don't see that in there. But yeah, if it's not rated R, it might not be worth it there. But there you go. Very, very interesting. Bring back Splash Mountain. Hashtag stand with Uncle Remus. That's right. That's right, Jiminy. You gotta stand. You gotta stand with Uncle Remus. I still have no idea how that is racist. You're in a log and you go over a mountain and you're screaming. You know, it doesn't matter which race you are. You can go over the mountain and you'll be just as scared. Be just as scared out there. Yes, indeed. All right. Moving on from that. In Bear's ever-continuing hatred of of The Batman out there. One of the worst Batman films of all times. If not ever. If not ever. I really think that. By the way, DC penciler Chris Wozniak claims that The Batman copied his decades-old pitch that went unmade. Gosh darn it. Let's get a little... by the way, Bounding into Comics and J.B. Augustine out there. Certain elements of Matt Reeves' film The Batman can be called derivative. I would say so. It's basically a copy and paste of the movie 7 with Batman in there for some reason. But could be the whole film actually be a top-bottom ripoff of an unmade story? Batman looks very confused there. A former penciler for DC Comics, Chris Wozniak, thinks so. He says the pitch in a stunning new video that explains how this year's iteration of The Dark Knight directly copies his outline from the 1990s beat for beat. Wow. They titled The Ultimate Riddle, and then Blind Man's Hat. And there are a few differences here and there, between the two, but the essence of the story is the same. A, quote, broken Gotham is plunged into chaos and corruption when the Riddler is on the loose. At a grisly... There's the Riddler right there. You can tell it's The Batman still because it's blurry as hell. Like, come on, people, can we not focus here? At a grisly murder scene, he leaves a taunting note for Batman saying more murders are going to happen, much like in the film setup, and it's the beginning of a twisted mystery. Also, just as the movie, Riddler is, quote, reimagined as a lonely, he's morbid? I guess, whatever. A gruesome serial killer and mass murderer. Finding others shunned like himself, he would develop a following and live in a commune. Of course it's a commune. With his surrogate family, which was reworked as an orphanage with squatters, for Reeves' purposes. There we go. Blurry. It's blurry. Crying out loud. I can't. With cops on the take, the only good man left for Batman to trust is Jim Gordon. Still don't know what his deal is in The Batman. They team up to combine their skills to solve the case. Each killing brings a new riddle that is part of a cipher that exposes what the Riddler knows, his big reveal at the end. Before that is vital for him to confront Batman face to face, so Riddler turns himself in at the police station as opposed to a diner, as it played out in The Batman. Actually, in The Batman, the Batman was at the police station for some reason. I don't know why. He got knocked out. Okay, first off, you're right there at an pardon me, people, for 1 second here. So you're there, spoiler alert, you're there, the guy is there with the bomb strapped to his chest, and it explodes. It explodes right in front of Batman. Batman's like thrown like, a dozen yards or something like that. Okay, alright, his suit protects him, much like it protects from bullets and all. What about his cowl? What about his chin there? Wouldn't that be burnt off? Wouldn't that be like burned to a crisp? Okay, fine. It's not burnt off. It's not burnt to a crisp. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, so you had the thing. You blew up. All right, Batman's, knocked out. Whatever. Okay, so let's, where's the first place we're going to take Batman? We're going to take Batman to the police station. What? Why are we going to the hospital? What the hell? Stupid film. All right. Let's see. He's got to confront the Batman, blah, 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 dinner, blah, blah, blah. Okay, another similarity between Wozniak's idea and the movie is the scene of Riddler's arrest, which bears a striking resemblance to David Fincher's Seven. The whole movie is. Particularly the scene where John Doe voluntarily gets caught and confesses his crimes. It's academic at this point that Seven was an overt inspiration for Reeves, but it couldn't have been for Wozniak, which he addressed in the comments section of his video. Someone pointed out to me that my Batman plot predates Seven by 5 years. So Matt Reeves and I were not both inspired by John Doe. Wozniak said under his YouTube profile, full-blown psychosis. There you go. Reeves can fall back on the Fincher as an excuse in this instance, but he can't do that when it comes to a second detail Wozniak claims is lifted directly from his outline. The booby trap package. In Batman, spoiler alert people, in The Batman, Riddler sends a package with a note and a bomb in it to Bruce Wayne, hoping the ensuing blast will kill the boy. By the way, okay, so the guy in the church didn't hurt Batman, but they're okay. We're gonna get him again. We're gonna send him another bomb. This will get him this time. I don't. Little does he know that Alfred sorts the mail and is opening it instead. Winds up in the hospital. Wozniak shows in his video essay that he had virtually the same idea, except Barbara Gordon was the intended target, in what might be a nod to a Killing Joke. The only Killing Joke here is the lack of focus in this still image here. Where are we supposed to be looking? The ending of the outline mirrors the Batman quite a bit too, except that the cipher, when solved, comes back with the code "I know you're Wayne," indicating the Riddler figured out Bruce's true identity. This is similar to the movie's more ambiguous "I know the real you" answer. Bruce's self-doubt about his mission is at play as well. Through it stems from the city being lost if his identity is exposed. With his secrecy rather compromised, every Tom, Dick, and Harry nutjob in prison guard might take a shot at him. But that wasn't the most sinister part of the plan. A closer examination of the cipher revealed a grimmer twist, one that can again be found in the Batman, and the lack of focus of the Batman there. A Riddler was going to punish Gotham biblically and indiscriminately by bringing on the Armageddon of a plague. Oh, we can't have that. Not in 2022, for crying out loud. You'll recall a great flood substituted in the film. There wasn't a great flood. It went down like 4 feet. Like, oh, we have to wade through this water. Oh my God, it took. By the way, the Riddler. Sorry, people. So the Riddler went from like a serial killer to like a terrorist. Like, okay, he goes and spoiler alert, people, sorry. He gets caught, but yet he's raised a terrorist army to like go along with his plans all along, and I don't know where they got the explosives from. It didn't matter. What the hell? Stupid movie. You'll recall a great flood substituted in the film, a la Greg Capullo and Scott Snyder's Zero Year. Overcoming the odds and a slow poisoning in the final battle, Batman injects an antidote which is mimicked in the film with a shot of adrenaline and wins the day. A Riddler would be denied a victory and rot in prison, isolated and forgotten. As Batman rededicated himself, it would turn out that the Joker, who makes a cameo at the end, was masterminding the whole thing and quietly radicalizing the Riddler. Yes, indeed. Oh, ignoring the chat here, I apologize. Jiminy Cricket says, I actually like the Batman. Surprisingly, because I can't stand Robert Pattinson, but his Bruce Wayne stunk in the film. Well, yeah, yeah. He was, listen, I actually think Robert Pattinson's a decent actor, and I think that he would have done really good as a villain in the movie. I think he would have done fine as a sort of Riddler character, Joker. Actually, Paul Dino just knocked it out of the park with the Riddler. They just didn't know what to do with the character, and they had like 4 other characters that they had to deal with. So, he just, I don't know. It was just, he was miscast. He was very much miscast. Colin Farrell's Penguin was excellent. He was excellent. All of the actors, I would say, except for Robert Pattinson being miscast, were really good. I say the Batman is the worst Batman out there. I believe it is, but okay, I believe it is the worst looking Batman out there. I think if you took the worst Batman, I don't know, Batman Forever, Joel Schumacher out there. I think if you would have took random frame of Batman Forever and random frame of the Batman and put them side to side, I would say 9 times out of 10 you would pick, the Batman over, you would pick Batman Forever over the Batman. It's just a terrible. Look at this. Look at that. Where a muddy bat? I don't know. Whatever. Wozniak's video contends all the way that everything down to the ending is exactly the same. And he adds in the comments, there's more proof coming and is extremely difficult to ignore. I'm confident you guys will flip to my side. I'm already there. The proof he presents in his video comes from an email he claims to send to Batman franchise EP Michael Urslan in 2008. Grab it right here. Yes, indeed. Wozniak was pitching it again, this time as a movie, and he never heard back. Wozniak later met Uslan at New York City Comic Con, New York Comic Con in 2008, where the producer gave him his business card. I'm a film producer. I like the title of your book. Do you mind if I have a copy? I'm always looking for good stories. Uslan reportedly told Wozniak. Blah 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 blah. Anyways, there is some of the proof that he has there that he's talking with. Let's see, Archie Goodwin and Chris Batista and Dendio, all out there talking about that. Very cool. Very good. Actually, that's a nice cover. That's a really nice cover. Let's see, what is that? Neil Adams. Neil Adams. Very cool. That's a pretty cool cover. I like that. Very cool. Very cool. Let's see. In closing, Wozniak clarifies he thinks The Batman is the best Batman film ever. Wozniak, you lost beer. For crying out loud. I was there right there with you, and then... for crying out loud. Despite all this. But now it would be nice if I could just get paid for my contribution. That's all that I want. He said, so long as no one calling me a liar, I'm not looking for damages or revenge. Beer is looking for both. I just want fair credit and compensation for my work, like everyone else on the film received. Wozniak closed. There you go. There is Colin Farrell in some very heavy makeup. Very heavy makeup. Really, again, I think he did a fantastic job. Just the freaking movie was terrible. How did Batman's face not get blown off in that scene where he's staring 2 inches from exploding Bob? Thank you, Jiminy. Thank you very much. I tell you. And Bear's not looking for like, let's nitpick this little bit or whatever. I mean, it doesn't. I mean, could have went fine with it, but if the movie wasn't so terrible, I don't know. The car chase scene was excellent. I thought that was the best scene. That was it. Everybody kind of enjoys that. Speaking of which, what a great transition. What a great transition here, people, because I tell you what, people, one of the things is you don't watch the show to see what's going on. You watch the show to see what's going to go on. So we actually talked about this, I think about a week or two ago. And they're going to do a NFT for a Chevrolet Corvette. And unfortunately, nobody bid. Nobody bid on the 2023 Chevrolet Corvette Z06 NFT. Terrible. This is from The Drive and Lewin Day out there. Oh, shoot, I forgot to bring in... hold on just 1 second here, people. Let me see if I can do this. Let's see, where is it? Beer with beer here. Z06, okay. Here we are, finally. Finally, there we are. And of course I need to resize it here. There we go. Anyways, there is the NFT that they were talking about. I should have put it in there before I started the stream, but that's alright. That's alright. There we go. Pretty cool. Pretty cool indeed. Oh, Jiminy Cricket has a favorite scene in the Batman, and that's when Bats jumped off the roof of the police station and paraglided under a bridge and hit a bus and pancaked himself into the pavement. Yes, indeed. They needed more of that. They needed more of Batman trying to do the, really cool thing and kind of falling on his face because he's trying to learn some of the different types. Bear kind of took it... Okay, so again, not trying to nitpick or anything like that, but he does these sort of squirrel paragliding sort of thing. Okay, so if you watch the very beginning of the movie, he has on the suit, and it's like all like, I suppose it's supposed to be really heavy because it's like a sort of a knight's armor type suit. It's a very metallic and it sounds very heavy. He's like walking along, and it's like clunk, 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 clunk. So you would assume that it's pretty heavy, right? So, it deflects bullets and all that. Okay, so Batman jumps off of the building with this huge, heavy suit on. and like, oh, well, I'm gonna glide through the air. I thought it was a cool scene, but I'm like, well, wait a minute, isn't the bat suit like 200 pounds or something like that? Isn't that like, isn't it just fall like a rock? Anyways, you think too much about some of that stuff when you're just completely just, I hate this movie so much. Anyways, we're not talking about the Batman. We're talking about stupid NFTs out there, and all that jazz. All right, let me get back into it here. And there it is. Let's see. Lewin Chevrolet has failed to sell an NFT with artwork depicting the 2023 Corvette Z06 after nobody placed a bid at auction earlier this month. The NFT artwork, named Own the Color, was to be sold along with something actually tangible, unlike the regular NFTs out there. A 2023 Chevrolet Corvette Z06 finished off in a one-off color called Minted Green. Get it? You get it, people? Ha 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 ha. Thus, for crying out loud, the buyer would be said to, quote, own the color, which would never be used again on another factory Corvette. The car, yet to be built, was to be delivered with the Z07 performance. Is it a Z06 or Z07? Oh, for crying out loud. With the Z07 performance package, along with carbon fiber wheels and a special option code denoting its one-off status. The NFT auction took place on SuperRare from June 20th to 24th, with bids taking in Ethereum. Those wishing to bid on the NFT had a clear minimum bid of 206 ETH, roughly equivalent to $210,000 at the time of writing. Well, what is it now? Because I bet you it's considerably less. By the way, I was like thinking, like, okay, if you put it in with 206. Oh, I get it. 206 ETH, and then ETH went down. Did you still? Are you able to pay for it with the ETH that is worth less, or do you have to pay with more ETH just to make up the difference there? I don't know. Nobody knows because it never sold. By the auction close time on Friday, the artwork had attracted 0 bids. SuperRare extended the auction. Don't sound desperate out there, SuperRare. By a further 24 hours, suggesting that interesting parties might have missed the auction due to the NFT NYC conference running the same week. Wait, wouldn't the conference be kind of a draw to put it into the auction? Oh, for crying out loud. Anyways, yeah, sure. That's the excuse. Yeah. Regardless, the lot still failed to attract a buyer, even in extra time. Interest in NFTs has waned alongside the, say it with me, people, catastrophic slide in cryptocurrency prices of late. Investors have been running for the exits amid an environment of market shenanigans. What? In NFTs, how dare you, sir? How dare you? Or ma'am? I'll go with sir. How dare you, sir? / ma'am. Chevrolet communications manager Trevor Tompkins was pregnant. I tell you what a great name. Excuse me, sir. Who are you? My name's Trevor. Trevor Tompkins. Yeah. What a great name. Unfortunately, he was pragmatic about the results, noting that it had been an educational experience for the automaker. He spoke to the value of relationships built with players in the NFT space and noted that the lessons learned will inform future projects, he said, as he gripped the outside of the window before plunging down the GM tower there onto the pavement. Whether the artwork is to your taste or not, it's one of the few that would stump up hundreds of thousands of dollars paying for. Wait, what? Whether the artwork is to your taste or not, it's one that few would stump up hundreds of thousands of dollars. No, actually, I think they actually had a really good idea there. I think that trying to tie a little bit of the blockchain in with the car, maybe have it with the title as well, I think that would be a really cool idea. Let's see. Paying over $200,000 for the car attached to the sale is a stretch. I don't know how much the car is, by the way. While a one-off color adds a value due to its rarity, The Die-Hard Corvette set isn't likely following the NFT scene and would have missed it entirely. Fans of the nameplate will still sump up big money for things like the first VIN number off the line, but trying to explain NFTs to the New Balance Brigade is probably just too hard. Bear could explain it pretty easy. He just did right there. Again, having it with the blockchain, I think that would be neat. Having it with the color rarity, I think that adds value to it as well. Not so much for the actual picture itself, but that goes along with it. So I mean, all that stuff tied together. You see some of that stuff sometimes where, they do an auction and they'll have like for example, they'll have a VIN number 1 truck and they might have like a matching trailer that goes along with it. If you split the two up, they're not going to be worth as much, but if you have them together, they're going to be worth a lot more. In the end, GM steps into the NFT space, ending not with a bang, other than maybe a revolver to their heads as they lose all their money, but with a whimper. If typical corporate culture is anything to go by, this one will be quietly swept under the rug and never be spoken of again. The feels out there. So let's just get back to there is the NFT there. Very cool. Very cool indeed. All right, let me see. Ethereum's come up. I saw it the other day and it was below 1,000, wasn't it? I think it was. Let's see. Chevrolet should have asked Mike Miller or Doug TenNapel to do the art. Bet it would have sold then. I'm sure. Listen, again, the artwork I don't think was the issue. They were kind of mentioning it in the article. They were going after two separate, people to put in bids for it. So, again, I think if they would have explained it a little bit better to just the car folks, I think that would have been fine. The NFT I don't think that would have moved the needle. I think the biggest deal was trying to find a sort of car collector or car buyer that might have had Ethereum out there. So let's see. Bitcoin's at 19. It's actually come up 19,000. Now's a good time to buy if you happen to have the means. I wouldn't disagree with that. I wouldn't say go out and get Bitcoin. Please do not take financial advice from a bear. That would be terrible. That would be terrible because, we're all here, desperate to, survive out here. So, you know what? Speaking of which, Jiminy, I've actually got a good story for you here. Let me see if I can find it here. Get back to it here, because this would fit right in with some of that stuff. We're talking about, and I'm sure every one of you has this in their bookmarks out there. We're talking about CanadianManufacturing.com from the CM staff out there. Aspire Group, food group rather, completes production of manufacturing facility. Well, what does that have to do with our friend Jiminy Cricket out there? Aspire's new plant will reportedly produce 9,000 metric tons of crickets every year for human and pet consumption. On May 29th, Aspire Food Group announced that it has completed construction of its alternative protein facility. Hey, what do you want for dinner tonight, honey? Ooh, I want some alternative protein, please. Facility in London, Ontario is now home to the world's largest cricket production facility. Aspire's new plant will reportedly produce 9,000 metric tons of crickets every year for human and pet consumption. Not bear consumption, that's for sure. That's about 2 billion insects to be distributed annually across Canada and throughout the United States. Aspire also reports that it has already had orders for the next 2 years. So the next time you're at Burger King or Mickey D's, there might be a cricket in your burger. Crickets are currently being explored as a protein-rich superfood. They contain fiber and already found in grocery stores and restaurants. What? And have a smaller environmental footprint than traditional protein sources. The construction... Pardon me. The construction, was led by Ellis Dawn, the new facility, which will be fully operational in the fall. Yes, indeed. Something to look forward to, people. something to look forward to. Yes, indeed. Human consumption, asked Jimmy Cricket. My brethren, yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. There they are. Doesn't that look tasty? Doesn't that look tasty? So next time you're at the grocery store, make sure you ask for your cricket burger by name. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And finally, people, our last one here. Straight from the AP. Straight from the AP. It was President Putin out there once again, people, to put a fine point on this once again. Not Bear's Monkey, not Bear Circus here. Doesn't care. But anyways, Putin, Western leaders would look disgusting, topless. I happen to agree with President Putin out there. Russian president, Vladimir Putin shot back at Western leaders who mocked his athletic exploits, saying they would look disgusting if they tried to emulate his bare torso appearances. Putin made the comment during a Thursday visit. Putin made a comment during a visit to Turkmenistan early Thursday. Yeah, okay. When asked about Western leaders joking about him at the G7 summit. As they sat down for talks, British Prime Minister Boris Johnson suggested that G7 leaders could take their clothes off to show that we're tougher than Putin? Okay. Amid Russia-West tensions over Moscow's military action in the Ukraine, a Canadian Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau, joked that Western leaders could try to match Putin's naked torso pictures with a bare-chested horseback riding display. One of his widely publicized athletic adventures. Speaking to reporters, Putin retorted that, unlike him, Western leaders abuse alcohol and don't do sports. He says, quote, I don't know how they wanted to get undressed above or below the waist, he said, but I think it would be a disgusting sight in any case. Beer would agree. He noted that to look good, quote, it's necessary to stop abusing alcohol and other bad habits, do physical exercise, and take part in sports. So there you go, the wise words from Russian leader Vladimir Putin. There you go. There you are, people. Yes, indeed. All right, let me get back to the thing. With the thing, and then you do the thing, and then you find the thing. There we go. I can't believe it, people. I can't believe that the show lasted. I honestly thought it was going to crap out on beer, but here we are. Here we are, people. Yes, indeed. All right, well, let me find, was that it? I think that was it, people. I think that was pretty much everything, unless anybody wanted to see any of the comics that Beer happened to open here. But you know what, people? You know what? I tell you what, people. All of this talk. Well, let me just go back here. We were talking a little bit about. Let me find it here. Where was I? We were talking about the Disney stuff earlier. I tell you what, their crazy cruise ship with a $5,000 cocktail. That's nuts. That's nuts. I can't believe that. And of course, they're trying to do some sort of bayou adventure out of the absolutely racist Splash Mountain out there. Let's see. Possibly the Batman might have been plagiarized out there. Nobody knows. Nobody bought any NFTs from Chevrolet either. So there you are. We talked a little bit about the ever-continuing Pride Month in July there. All the prides that we have in July out there. And actually spoke a little bit about the coming cricket boom for human consumption out there. Very good. And snuck in a box open. Can you believe it? Can you believe it, people? We did all those things in about an hour. It's crazy. Even Jimmy Cricket can't believe it. I can't believe it either, Jimmy. Can't believe it either. But you know what? All of this talk has made Beer hungry. So he's going to head back into the woods. So until next time, people, grrr.